here at the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina, about a 2.5-hour drive from where we are. We're going to go in, we're going to talk to the owner, curator of the museum, and he's actually going to take us out to where there were some sightings in the state park. If you can't tell, I am super excited. I wore my vest with my Bigfoot patch. I'm ready to go.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Steve Barcello. I'm the guy that runs the Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina. Let me give you a little background how I ended up here and how I ended up running a museum. I was a journalist with the New York Daily News. I worked the Long Island Bureau, basically Nassau, Suffolk County. I was escaping high taxes, a dying newspaper business, tolls, all the other issues that come with living up north. Somehow I found this little town of 650 people, Littleton, North Carolina. One of the things I liked about it is after dealing with Hurricane Sandy on Long Island, we're 387 feet above sea level. So that's kind of a weird thing if you want to get a deer in the headlight look from a real estate agent and ask him how many feet above sea level a place is or talk about flooding. Basically, we buy this place. I wasn't looking for a haunted location, although I've had a background in the paranormal. We didn't live here the first year. We hired some local contractors to work here. They were having issues. They were seeing things, shadow people, their tools were moving. We had guys walking off the job. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Basically, we end up with a haunted house, we start doing ghost hunts. I have a background in it, I had the equipment, so we started taking people on to ghost tours and actually bring them into locations and giving them equipment. So it was actual real ghost hunting. A very unique thing for the area. So it was an easy story for the local newspapers and magazines to write. So we kind of continued with that. I thought it'd be a weekend seasonal thing to keep me out of trouble. I worked on this old money pit, this old 1850s house we bought. Next thing you know, the Bigfoot sightings come in. Medoc Mountain State Park, the Halawasa Pony Tribe, Bracy, Virginia. Then a woman the block behind us had a sighting, January the 8th, 2016. So horrified, pulls her daughter out of school, it just moves away by week 2. The morning of the sighting, her mom reached out to me. I did the interview, and it took off. Since then, we've had Travel Channel, MTV, NPR, you name it, everyone's been through. We have Bigfoot festivals, Paracons. It's just kind of really taken on a life of its own. We have a globe in here, people from other countries that come in. It's just, who would think it would be such a popular thing? But anyway, I even got suckered into running for office. You can see up here my sign. I even used Bigfoot for that, so I'm one of the town commissioners. Worst job I ever had in my life. But anyway, it's a great little town. The last thing I thought I'd be doing is running this museum here. I can tell you tons of sightings, and I'll have you go to our YouTube channel under Steve Barcello, the Cryptozoology Museum. But it's an amazing little place. It's the last thing I thought I'd be doing. Now, a little history on the home. This house used to face the old Stagecoach Road, which is right next to us. In 1895, the house was spun. We have an underground stream in the house. We have a hidden room on the second floor. Shadow people are constantly seen in the house. We have cameras throughout the house, inside and out. We've actually got footage of shadow people moving. Now, these things, if you have the alert set on your phone, like a regular security system, it will alert you when it picks up things. We've actually had alerts and actually caught shadow people moving through the house. As you hear in the background, we've got dogs. We do dog rescues too. And some of the dogs actually see things. That's one of the dogs banging upstairs. That's not paranormal activity. It's one of the pregnant dogs that gave birth on Christmas Day here, 8 puppies. And but the house is nuts. We get all kinds of stuff here. Gifting of marbles, antique clay marbles. Never saw an antique marble in my life until I moved here. We have things move. We first moved in here, we had things kind of, pictures pulled off the wall, things broken. Not violent, but kind of like something wasn't happy with us being here. It seems to have spun around now. I guess since we've opened the house to the public, it's 3 floors, it's a big old house. It seems to be happy with us, so I guess opening it up. Now, this house was a boarding house at one time when it faced this road, rumored to be a bordello. Like I said, we find odd things in the house. There's 5 bedrooms on the second floor. All the bedrooms have plumbing for sinks. Some still have sinks in them, which kind of screams bordello. I mean, plumbing today in every bedroom in a house would be expensive, let alone back then when plumbing first came in. Closets throughout the house, even have, which is expensive too, and they would charge you, tax you by a closet like a room. We even have a walk-in closet, and when we had an engineer in here looking to buy the house, we were looking at water damage in the top, and trying to figure if it was active, something we had to deal with right away. And when we're in there, he goes, "What is this?" And this is an access panel. We ended up pushing the access panel open, and in there we found a room the same size as the dining room. In there we found the chamber pot and some other items. It's just a nutty house. Like I said, I've been into the paranormal. I've done documentaries on cryptozoology, and it's kind of a little side thing I did. I enjoyed. My wife, not at all. I mean, if we knew this house was haunted, she'd never let me buy the place. Well, it was so inexpensive. I ended up taking money out of my pension and just paying cash for the house. So we bought the place. Like I said, didn't even live here the first year. So by the time we came down here, you know, it is what it is. And my wife's allowed me to take over the front of the house for the museum. It's not big. It's 3 rooms here. We have a lot of stuff in here.
All right, so we just interviewed Steven at the museum, and now he's nice enough to take us to a hot spot of Bigfoot activity. Now, there have been multiple sightings in the last few months, and you can actually view those on his YouTube page, and we'll have a link in the description below. We are going to where there have been multiple sightings, media coverage, everything. He's nice enough to take us to the actual location. So, I mean, we drove 2.5 hours. Wouldn't it be awesome to actually see a Bigfoot on this trip? I mean, again, I did wear my vest, so let's hope it happens.
All right, so this is if I actually interviewed that couple here. Now, this is the place you can actually put in a kayak or something like that.
Okay.
To go down here. It's an amazing park. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere as far as parks. You get folks come in from Raleigh and Durham, want to walk their dogs. Now we've got a lot of Bigfooters coming in. Their numbers are up ever since we've had Travel Channel come through. Now, this is actually not a trail. This is actually where the rangers will come through. Maybe people do park here, but it crosses a bunch of trails. This is where the couple was literally parked. They got out of the car. He's a gentleman. His fiancée, he opened the side door for her. They got out down here. Now, they barely got out. I guess they're standing around here. And straight back there is where they actually saw something standing on the side of the trail.
Yeah.
Dark. It might have been a little bit farther in. But basically, I think they were lower here. Now, this thing was huge compared to them. I mean, so I asked him the height. So his fiancée is all of like 5 foot tall, literally. Yeah. So after they told me where it was, we had her go down and stand there. And the best thing, I wish I had his reaction on camera. He was like rocked, like, oh my God, it's twice the size of my fiance.
Yeah.
So this thing was easily in the 9.5, 10 foot range. All they could see was a black silhouette, so pretty crazy. I was just through here the other day. They won't like it.
It looks like this. I mean, that one.
All the way back there. There's a huge one back there, bro. Now check out these trees. Whole area where all these trees are snapped off. I was through here the other day. I didn't see anything. Somebody.
See that?
Yep.
See, there's the arch.
Yeah, it's print too.
Yeah. But is that a print? You see?
It could be. I'm going to move some of these leaves away just to see if we can see a little depression here. Okay, this is definitely depressed in here. You got the arch here. I'm not trying to see if we see any toes. Kind of almost looks like toes in here, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I just look down and go, this looks like a foot.
All right, Steve, again, we're still in the area here where we found all these broken trees. I mean, it's got to be 60 plus trees. You guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I forgot. What's your name again?
Laura.
Laura was over here filming us, looking at all these broken trees, and she yells over and goes, I think I found a print. Look at this thing. Now, it looks like toes in here. It's not a super great print. It's not super deep. You got a heel here. Now, I've laid a dollar bill out just to give you an idea of size here. Of course, I don't have a tape measure. I'm ill-prepared here. We'll do our best to figure it out. And but you've got the break here. You've got the heel back here. Now, I laid some sticks in here just to kind of show what we've got. And it's in this area where all these broken trees are.
I'm not a Bigfoot person, but I thought to myself, break, it has to stand, right? It has to stand to break it. So I was like, well, maybe I should look around the base of these. And I just looked down and look, it's this imprint right here. And I want to take your belt again, because if it is the same size as the one I saw over there, I'm freaking out.
We're in Medoc State Park. Steve took us out here to hike and kind of just show us where Bigfoot sightings have happened. Well, while we were out here, we actually came upon an area where it looks to be about 50 to 100 trees have been twisted and broken off. And Laura found what we think is a footprint. Steve's actually going back to the vehicle to get a cast right now. This is like, this is so exciting because we had no clue we were out here. It's in the middle of nowhere. No one's out here, no one. And we were out here and we stumbled upon this area, very secluded. And this footprint, when we get back to the museum, we're going to measure it. Totally legitimate. Laura just so happened to look down right where a twisted tree was, and we found something. All right. So we're out here waiting for Steve to come back with the casting kit, because we're going to cast the two footprints that we just completely unexpectedly found. Well, Laura found both of them. He's coming back with the casting kit, and we're sitting here just listening and see if we can find any more footprints. And we keep hearing something back there, breaking limbs and walking. Now keep in mind, you can be a skeptic all you want to. 3 of us have been stomping through the woods with cameras and are not that loud. These woods are incredibly dense. Okay, there are patches where we couldn't even get through, okay? And we're in a clearing right now where 50 or more trees were twisted and broken off. A completely unexpected occurrence. This hadn't happened since the last time Steve was here. He didn't see this, okay? These woods are so dense. You can take the camera and zoom at any point and you can't see through the limbs. And we keep hearing something breaking limbs and knocking through the woods. And this isn't the first time we've heard something while we've been out here. All right, so we just got back. All right, we had a phenomenal, unexpected, wonderful day. Not only did we get a tour of the museum, Steve took us out to the state park where there had been sightings, and we actually found 2 footprints, and he did a cast of them, and he's actually gonna send us a copy once it's set up and everything. Came back, bought some awesome shirts, and I can't say enough good things about Steve here at this museum. Like, he is phenomenal. If you were ever in the area, go out of your way. We drove 2.5 hours. It was so worth it. drive down here, support him, buy some merch, follow him on YouTube, subscribe, everything. An amazing day, and we're going to share the cast with you as soon as he makes a copy, sends it to us, we're going to show it to you.